You ever just watched the movie and thought that was weird, not that great, but I actually enjoyed watching that? That's me with Final Destination. You see, Final Destination is such a stupid film to me. And I haven't watched the new one. I'll get round to doing it eventually. But I have watched every single one of the ones that came before. And let me tell you something, these movies are something. That doesn't mean I don't like them. The Final Destination movies, at least to me, are the definition of so bad it's good. Like, you'll turn it on and you'll forget about it in a couple minutes after finishing it. And some are obviously worse than others, but these films always have me pissing myself. It mainly has to do with the sheer stupidity of the formula that the movies follow. Here's a group of people at a certain event, but one person has a vision of everyone dying and is shown how they're gonna die, and they all die in some of the most bizarre ways possible. The gymnastics scene in Final Destination 5, I was shocked. In one of the movies they're at a race course and then boom, all of a sudden someone gets a vision. I mean, the chaos that happens and the deaths is just, that's Final Destination for you, honestly. And the funniest part about the formula is no one survives, like, ever. Why would you watch a movie where everyone dies, you may ask? I don't know. I guess sometimes I was watching the Final Destination movies with the hope that not everyone was going to die in the movies. And I'm pretty sure where I had the hope was in the 5th movie, where they're on the plane and I was like, damn, a Final Destination movie where they might actually survive. Movie said nah, humbled me real quick, and the plane conveniently crashes, taking all of the main characters in the film to the grave. Definitely not the worst films I've watched, but they are definitely weird. Sometimes when you put something on, you don't want something that's too serious. Do you get what I'm saying? And that's exactly the best way to describe this. Everyone gets a laugh out of it to the point where the memes are great, bro. No joke, if I'm ever driving one day and I see some logs in front of me, I'm talking a big ass truck. Yeah, I will not be driving behind them. I've been emotionally scarred. My personal favourite scene that always has me pissing myself though is the gym scene in Final Destination 3. Cause it's like, what the hell are they even training for? Who is in charge of writing this scene? Because yes, guys that go to the gym most definitely act like this. And why is this guy screaming when he's lifting like 8 kg, bro? David Goggins type. All that effort just to die in the gym is crazy funny. As for the next movie though, I have Twilight. Worst is an over-exaggeration. Twilight is definitely a weird movie though. I don't know if the ideas that I use for this movie are tired / cliche because the movie is old, but even the way the movie started, I just found it funny. There's a new girl and everyone thinks she's weird and doesn't like her. Typical American bullies, but I don't really like this film. And I mean, there's just not much to like really. First of all, the cinematography just makes me sad. Like, why is everything so gloomy? I'm afraid the weather of Seattle reminds me of another place. An obvious reason as to why I don't like this film either is because I'm not the target audience. When I watched this film, I was like 19. I can most definitely see though why a 12-year-old girl back in like 2008 would love this thing though. Like, how can you compete with this nigga? A young Robert Pattinson. He glistens like diamonds in the sunlight and he's a vampire with superpowers. No homo. But nah, this felt kinda butt, and it's got to do with the fact that it's just so bland. Boring, normal high school girl meets a vamp dude that's immediately captivated and is protective of her. I don't have the strength to stay away from you, ass nigga. Oh, how romantic. I do like me some romance in some movies, but I don't really be watching romantic movies like that. But Twilight is just funny to me. The dialogue is very weird, and them little vampire square-offs are funny too. I thought vampires were meant to be scary and intimidating, not goofy. Like, compare these vamps to the ones in Sinners. I'm just saying, this nigga Edward is also kinda creepy. Like, I had as Robert Pattinson and all, but people don't find Edward creepy. No. The moment she finds out Edward is a vampire, she decides she just wants to be closer to him. And still, I don't know who in the world would like the fact that, what, a 100-year-old plus vamp is addicted to a 17-year-old's blood. But hey, Annie watches her sleep too, but that's Twilight for you, I guess. Sneakerella is the next one. You heard right, bro. Sneakerella is the next one. I remember seeing this movie advertised and I was genuinely baffled. Like, no. There's gotta be racist, bro. Could you imagine being in a room for the idea of this movie? Who pitched this idea and thought, yeah, that one? Is that what they think of us black people? That they had to do a Cinderella remake with a black man and instead of the slipper, it's a sneaker? What? Instead of evil sisters, he has evil stepbros. Instead of a fairy godmother, he has Gustavo. They must have thought they were cooking with the dialogue and that too, bro, because It's just, oh, it's so stereotypical, bro, and it's honestly perfect. This just isn't it, man. Like, I checked the writers too, and it's just, why did you let them get away with this? Why? Don't worry though, I know this isn't a white people problem, bro. Not all of yous do stupid stuff like this. This is a Disney problem. Are black people even obsessed with sneakers the same way the main character is as well? It's like, who is this movie even for, bro? And don't even get me started on those raggedy ass sneakers, bro. These sneakers were not tough in 2022, and they are most definitely not tough in 2025. There is not a single era where these shoes would have been cool. I am seriously meant to believe this shoe was pitched to the Michael Jordan of this universe. Oh dear, this movie is so corny too, bro. Like, growing up, I never liked musicals because it's like, why do people just start singing out of nowhere? Now that doesn't mean some musicals can't be good though. Funnily enough though, there's one song I liked, but I was forcing myself to like it. Others are just mad cringe and corny, and you can tell with how some of the songs are made and sound that this was aimed at a younger audience too. The romance is cliche, the resolution is predictable, but let's be honest, when you hear the name Sneakerella, you don't expect nothing crazy. The name's already an insult. I don't even want to explain the plot because you could probably guess it within like 5 minutes of watching. That's if you even watch it though. For my final one though, I have the movie of all time, which is The Room. This is going down as the worst movie I have ever watched, and that is an absolute fact. This is the worst thing my eyes have ever been cursed to see. There is nothing, I repeat, nothing good about this movie. The good that comes from this movie is the joy that it gave me on the first watch though. I couldn't stop laughing when I watched it. Basically, the plot is the main character, who's called Johnny. Johnny's fiance cheats on him with his best friend, and Johnny loves Lisa, right? His friend pisses me off though. He constantly acts as if Johnny's his friend and that, oh, we shouldn't be doing this, but he continuously puts himself in a position to cheat with his girl. The whole film is Johnny basically being like, oh, I love you, Lisa. Mark, I don't love Johnny. Lisa says, Mom, I don't love Johnny no more. I'm Johnny's friend. Lisa, we can't be doing this. And it's honestly that for like an hour and a half. You think, given with that description, the movie isn't that bad, but everything else to do with the movie makes it worse. The line delivery is something, man, I'll tell you. The movie feels AI generated. That's the best way I could honestly put it. At certain point, I had to check if I was watching in the correct language, but especially when the main character talks, because it felt like I was watching a dubbed version of the film, but that's just the way the actor talks. The intimate scenes too, they're so awkwardly long, especially the opening one, and everyone can't act. Everyone. Another problem that I found, that people have found as well, is certain characters are introduced and then disappear out of nowhere. Like, 2 characters get introduced to have a scene, and then I don't see them ever again, I'm pretty sure. And they're not the only ones that this happens to. Ideas will also be introduced, like Denny getting robbed, to never get mentioned ever again. It also feels like some characters get replaced as well. And when Johnny is mad and crashing out and upset, I still can't take it seriously. Like, the film ends with our character deleting save file, and I felt no emotion towards that whatsoever because how goofy the film is. Did they expect, after watching this disaster class, that people were going to feel sad about his death? Because I sure didn't. But you're just the chicken. Cheap. Neymar the GOAT, bro.